Okay, that's interesting. I did not expect the game to be this way in the sense of like it had more than I expected to. It is unfortunate that at the start of the game you experience confusion. You're gonna be like walking around trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. Am I supposed to cook? Oh, I cannot open the fridge. Then you can open the door, but not like this, right? You need to look at I forgot what it's called. So that's the first negative part, and then there's the park. You walk around, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, you're clueless. And I think I understand what was the purpose. The purpose is to make you feel used to the park, so that when you see a man standing out of nowhere, then you'll be like, oh. But it's so easy to miss, and then you can be spending like 30 or 40 minutes thinking that you're doing something wrong. I don't know what will be another way to execute it. Not the positives is the game is beautiful. I love this menu. I love like the part where you're walking in town. I like to see civilians without the cop and without a woman. I love these elements. It's just there to communicate to you, wait, you're here alone, but there's also civilians, right? It's a little bit more immersive. And feeling like you're not necessarily alone also gives a slight little ray of hope from your isolation, because that's what scary games are. They're isolated. It's good. They're just to mess with you psychologically. The whispering part, I loved it. The part where you're going through the secret tunnel, that was a good execution, I believe. The misty area in the forest, it has an abstract feeling to it, which I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a cool thing. It's cool that we're moving through different environments and end up being in the house. It feels like we're going through different arenas, as I call them. The part where he just pops behind me, well, he's actually walking up to you, but it's interesting that you can experience the scare both ways. The ending, I don't know if it feels lackluster or it feels like it's just missing a little bit of something. It felt like it ended too peacefully or too abruptly, but I've been fine with it in some games. So if I have to think as to why it bothers me in this part, it's probably because the game is longer, right? There's like a build up, there's a bigger build up. So when it ends the way it did, it just feels like, oh, I wish that I would be more rewarded at the end, that I would see something extra. I think this is why it bothers me in this game. Yeah, it was a cool experience. It gave me adventure vibe. Yeah, I was surprised. This game gave me more than I expected, because that's the first game. That's Yamoto's first game. I expected it to feel more experimental and more short, but I feel like there's enough content, like there's enough depth in it.